All right. Straight to the point. Sports and entertainment. Want y'all to hit that like button, sub to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit the notifications too. Man, also share this video too, man. I'm really trying to get this content out there. I got my camera kind of tilted because I'm trying to stay focused on this road, man. It's cold and it's wet out here. And a sub asked me, was something wrong with the camera and all this other stuff. No, there's nothing wrong with my camera. You can see my face. There's nothing wrong with the camera. It's just really bad traffic out here when I drive to get to where I'm going. People can't drive out here. And not trying to get in no accident. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get to the meat and the potatoes and the nitty-gritty of this conversation. And also, let's get to what the world is waiting for. And that is the matchup between Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City, and the Baltimore Ravens. First and foremost, let's talk about the teams, okay? Kansas City comes into this game not the same Kansas City that they were over the course, I would say, of the last 2 to 3 seasons. They just haven't been, especially when you talk about their offensive line. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, they do have the edge. They come in 3-1 over the Baltimore Ravens. I think the average QBR for between both of those guys, Pat Mahomes, I think it's at like a 102 or something like that. I'm not quite sure. And but I know he's in 100 each time that they played, and then Lamar Jackson's been at a 98. Both pretty good, you know, statistics-wise. The reason why I've been off on my predictions, I know. Shout out to Scrub Zero, shout out to Cypress TV, everybody that really focuses on football. Shout out to even Too Raw and Ticket. He focuses on it here and there, and a couple of the other brothers that talk about it. I know I have been off on my prediction, okay? But the one thing that I did get right, and I did say, if you go look at my videos, is that the NFL does want to push Pat Mahomes, okay? Unfortunately, they don't want to push Lamar Jackson. It's been like that since Pat Mahomes has been in the league. Now they're pushing Lamar Jackson from an individual standpoint, from a standpoint of, oh, he's so great and everything, but they want to sell that to make, okay, he's talented and everything, but it's like he'll never win a Super Bowl. And I want Lamar Jackson to shut them up. I want him to make the league mad. Just like the Tampa Bay Bucks made the league mad, and just like Green Bay made the league mad. Okay? Now, to me, when we say, okay, there's a fix or this game is rigged, when we're talking about the game of football, sometimes it's very difficult to to rig the game only if the calls on coming from the officiating and also the coaching calls are really highly in question, and you could really see, okay, there's something up with that. Or of course, if the QB might make a stupid play. Everybody always talks about the beast mode play when Pete Carroll chose to throw the ball instead of running it. I've already talked about that. But this is how it's going to go. It's going to be a high octane type of game, but also at the same token, it's going to be a defensive game. Now I'll give Kansas City this. Their defense has they played well. Last night, both of the defenses they played extremely well. Josh Allen. Talking about last night's game, Josh Allen. There was only so much that Josh Allen could do. Now, that throw that he made was really in question when he went to Diggs, and he did actually what I said he was going to do, which was getting Diggs involved early. But Kansas City, they went ahead and they won the game, and I know that they wanted to win that game because now the media is always going to be talking about Pat Mahomes is Josh Allen's kryptonite. Okay, but we're not here to discuss that game, all right? And we're not here to discuss Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes. I want to talk about Lamar Jackson and Pat Mahomes. That's our primary focus. That's what everybody in the world has been waiting on. I certainly have been waiting on it. Now, I'm happy that this game is happening on this stage for the title and possibly for the conference title and possibly the Super Bowl championship. Lamar Jackson has already made history. Okay, he became the first person or first player to have 13 double triples, not triple doubles, double triples, and that's really what it's called. Because he had 100 rushing and 100 and I forgot what the total yardage was on that game, but it was like 170 something, 180 something. I can't remember, but either way, it was a double triple, and he was the first player to actually do that. He can also make history too by having 2 unanimous MVPs, and then also getting a Super Bowl too, to put the icing on the cake. That would be an amazing season, and it would put the question of, oh yeah, well, Lamar, he can accomplish all the individual accolades, but can he do anything with his team in terms of winning? They put the pieces around Lamar. Pat Mahomes is amazing, man. I don't want people to mistake it because he's from my home state. He's from Texas. I like what he's doing, and I like what he's doing outside of football. I want to give a shout out to Chown Biz because I heard him talking about Pat Mahomes, right? And he said this. He said that if Pat Mahomes were to retire today and add that Super Bowl, another Super Bowl to his resume, along to also go with two Super Bowl MVPs. I think it's within 6 seasons. He will be a Hall of Famer. Now, could we say the same thing about Lamar Jackson? It would be kind of iffy, but adding that Super Bowl to his resume, yeah, absolutely. I think he would be a Hall of Famer because, especially if he gets another MVP and a unanimous MVP at that. I'm going with the Ravens. I'll be joking around when I say, congratulations to Taylor Swift. I told Scrub Zero and them that when I was on there live. But I mean, it's the truth. The NFL wants to market. Just like the NBA wants to market, just like any professional league, they want to market. And unfortunately, Kansas City is the more marketable team. That's what the eyes they gravitate toward more. But I guess you could say the people that are rooting for the underdog, even the villain, because to me they have Pat Mahomes as the hero. They got the Kansas City as the hero, and they got Lamar Jackson as the villain. Okay? But Lamar Jackson, to be honest with you, he's the people's champ. He's kind of like what Deion was to college football, because you have everybody tuning in. Everybody that was tuning into this game, there were a lot of people when I went out and I took my kids out. There were a lot of people that really wanted the Texans to win that game and Lamar Jackson to lose. But then you had a whole bunch of people that were rooting for Lamar Jackson. It's like they're not even paying attention to the Baltimore Ravens. Their whole focus is Lamar Jackson. Now, what I don't want to happen is any type of injuries. I don't want it to happen to the players, the supporting cast, and I don't want it to happen to the superstar. Because Pat Mahomes, you got to remember, he's gotten hurt. He got hurt last year when he was playing. I think he got hurt the year before that, and I'm trying, but he was still able to play. He hurt his ankle, but he was still playing. That's one reason why I don't get on Pat Mahomes and say that he's trash or none of that, because he's far from trash. This guy's some people call him next to the GOAT, next to McGrady. I mean, my bad. I said McGrady. I'm getting basketball. I'm talking about Brady. I said McGrady. I don't know why I have Tracy McGrady. It's stuck on my mind, man. I was thinking about basketball. Shout out to T-Mac though. But some people have him up there, and he is tough. I mean, Pat Mahomes, you know what I'm saying? He might be light bright and everything, but hey, he tough, man. Ain't nothing soft about Pat Mahomes, but the league, I don't like how the league, it's just like they make him, he's so great and everything, and so much head and shoulders above Lamar Jackson, and that's not the case. Now, if you go look at the statistics, maybe there is, there's an argument there, and you can go ahead and write down a whole bunch of talking points and stuff like that to try to get the edge in an argument or a debate. But if the one thing that you can say is that when you give Lamar Jackson weapons and you build something good and solid around him and have a defense to go along with it, like I said, they're on the same level playing field, and Lamar Jackson could potentially get that edge. Now also it's going to come down to coaching too. Both of these coaches are great coaches. Andy Reid never, to me, I don't think Andy Reid got quite the respect that he did when he was in Philly, because it was unfortunate that he came up short over there. And I think that once he got away from the Philadelphia Eagles organization, he was able to flex his muscle a little bit more being in Kansas City, because that whole culture has shifted. And that's not to say that they never had some solid teams and everything, but the only thing that you could remember about Kansas City is when one of my favorite players of all time, Marcus Allen, was there, when Joe Montana was there, and Gonzalez was there, Tony Gonzalez. But they never went anywhere. They never won anything. They didn't win anything, or at least they didn't go as far as what people's expectations were. And then on top of that, you got Marcus Allen after. I'm not gonna say he was beyond his prime or anything, but you didn't get the Raiders, Marcus Allen. But I think that the Ravens are going to win this game. It's going to be a hard-fought game. It's going to be similar to that Bills and Kansas City game. And I know some people are going to be like, well, why are you not talking about the Bucks and the Lions game and stuff like that? I'm going to get to that. I'm still kind of disappointed, man. I'm very disappointed in what happened with our play down the stretch. We had that game against the Lions, but I'll talk about that in a little bit, and what we're going to do going forward as an organization too. But yeah, that's pretty much how I think it's going to go. Now, this is my final thing I want to say too. Also, either way, you're looking at historic seasons for both of these players. In one, Lamar Jackson, and also in Pat Mahomes. If Pat Mahomes goes to the Super Bowl and wins, now he's definitely in the conversation as one of the all-time greats, and can be put in that top 10, even that top 5 category, because 3 Super Bowls, and if he gets an MVP, that'll be 3 Super Bowl MVPs. On top of that, and nobody has mentioned this, people don't understand how business savvy Pat Mahomes is. And another shout out to Town Biz again. See, Town Biz, I'm gonna talk about that. What's his name? Pat Mahomes. He can go ahead and retire right now, and he'll be set. He'll be straight. I have to mention that over and over again, because it's like, well, damn, you've accomplished what a lot of people have been in the league, have been trying to accomplish for almost their entire career. He's already done passed up Russell Wilson, right? He passed up Russell Wilson, who's still in the league. He's passing up Joe Flacco, even though he's a game manager. So man, Joe Flacco got the easiest championship ever. He didn't have to do nothing. All Joe Flacco had to do was rely on that defense, get him in field goal range, and that was it. He didn't have to make no dynamic plays. He didn't. He didn't have to worry about third. Well, the only thing he had to worry about was third down, and he just run that and then go ahead and manage the clock. He was just, like I said, he's just a game manager. But like I said, man, I think it's gonna be a great game. I think that the NFL, they wanted this, and they want definitely Lamar Jackson and Pat Mahomes to face off, just like the world does. And a lot of people, they're pushing for Lamar Jackson, and a lot of people also say that don't count Mahomes out. Listen, I've never counted Pat Mahomes out. Even though he didn't play, he didn't really play particularly well this season. I think he had altogether 14 interceptions coming into the game. It was either last year or the year before last. He had set a record in the season for having a lot of interceptions in a short period of time. But people don't talk about that. Once you win, it cures everything. So that's just my take on it. Y'all tell me what you think. Do you got Lamar Jackson? Okay. Do you got Pat Mahomes? I want to hear your thoughts. Make sure y'all like the video, share it, subscribe. Also hit the notifications so that you will be notified. Till then, it's straight to the point, sports and entertainment. I will get at y'all later.